Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, to you Akwathium, listening and learning under your husband or spiritual leader in meekness and in silence. Shalom, this your brother Aram Yahweh that with the lesson.
Man, where'd it go? I just had that title. Oh, The Blitz. Okay, The Blitz. The Blitz on IUIC. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put this up in here. Let's take a look at this.
Bring you and your king whom you set over to a nation. What scripture is that? Deuteronomy chapter number 28, verse 36. Let's go there. That neither you or your fathers have known. Read that again. The Lord will bring you and your king whom you set over to a nation that neither you... Let me ask you a question. Who was the king that came over with the Israelites from Africa? Read it. He's a little confused. Read that again. The Lord will bring you and your king whom you set over. You and who? You and who? The Lord will bring you and your king whom you set over you to a nation that neither you nor your fathers have known. Who was your king in Africa? Who was the king? Who was your king?
Yeah, so they're using the narrative from the devil vocab, right? Because these simple-minded jakes ain't came up with that, with their no beard, basically, they want to, they're seeking for love, man, right? They looking for love in all the wrong places, but so let's just get to this, man. These simple-minded people, and IUIC, they need to be watching some GMS videos or something, because these dudes were stuck, man. They didn't know what was going on. Negro land map. The kingdom of Benin, right? Which is kingdom. If you have a kingdom, you have a king, right? Right here. You try to do it real small, but what? Kingdom of Judah. They kind of abbreviated it. Put a K in, then of Judah, right? Slave Coast, right? Oh, Waida, the same thing that they put right at the bottom, right there. Waida, Judah, right? So these dudes are coming up with a blank argument, man. Don't make sense. So yeah, it's clear that our oppressors know that we're the Israelites, man. Right? And I remember when it was a lot easier to find these maps. Like, it took me a lot to find this map. Right? When we first got into the truth, it was a lot easier to find these things. So if we're not the people, and it's not a big deal, wouldn't you just let these people have that? Go ahead, here. You can have that. It's just a joke anyway, because you're not really the people anyway. We don't have to hide the evidence, because it's not evidence, because it's laughable. Why is it harder for us to find the things that the elders said, look this up, and we just and it poof, it came up so fast. But as we see that they're getting ready to do more censorship and to try to control the narrative, but the narrative is already pushed, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through his son, with the angels, with those UAPs, what they call UFOs, are gonna come and destroy your world. It's gonna be a war of worlds, man. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, IUIC need to either watch GMS videos or become a GMS member or something. But look, the kingdom of Wida, right? So we know that because they know that it's Judah, because they keep saying it. See, Judah, right? Through this whole thing, they know that it's Judah, but they're trying to go about not really just saying it's Judah. But okay, let's just whatever. It's still a kingdom. These degenerates goes up there and say, well, where was your king? Well, if you have a kingdom, most likely you had a king. And because they basically took our identity from us, we don't know who exactly is the king, right? And we got a thing called what? Even though we don't know who that person is, now we got a thing called what? Regeneration, right? Or reincarnation, which is the same thing, right? According to the scriptures, that is biblical, something that Christians don't know nothing about, right? See, they have all these funny ways of actually saying Judah, right? As you can see. So he's saying, where's your king? Well, if you have a kingdom, when they came and got us off the west coast of Africa, obviously we had a kingdom. So obviously if you have a kingdom, you have a king. Right? So this is Hosea 1:1. The word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah, and in those days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, the king of Israel, right? Dealing with, it's speaking about these kings, right? That happen to be the king of Judah and the king of Israel, right? It says right here, it says, I typed in how many children did Hosea have in the Bible. This is Hosea relates how Hosea had 3 children, right? Right, and that thing says, tell your brethren, right? The scriptures. Tell your sisters, plural, right? So he had 3 children, right? Jezreel, a daughter, a son named Jezreel, a daughter, Rama, and a son, Amin, right? This is all the names that describes in the text having a symbolic meaning, what reflecting the relationship between God, which really is Yahweh, and Israel, right? So when it said that the Lord, unless I strip you and make you bare, right? What happened to the Israelites? Did we not go into cargo slave ships naked and get off those cargo slave ships naked? Right? This is Hosea 2. Say ye unto your brethren, Ami, and to your sisters, Rahama, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband, right? Because the Lord basically, this is a representation. Even though he did it physically, he actually married this woman, but this was supposed to be a representation of the Most High with Israel, and the Most High divorced Israel, right? He said, let her, right? Because even the children are represent the way he named the children. So this is a representation of Israel, right? It reflects what it's supposed to be. The relationship that we have. Even though he actually physically married a harlot, that the way he that marriage reflects the relationship between the Most High and Israel, right? It says, let her therefore put away her whoredom, right? Because she was actually a harlot, right? Out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breast, right? Cleaving unto those representing cleaving unto those other philosophies. You got something to your breast, you're holding it close, man, right? So lest I strip her naked, right, and set her as in the day that she was born. And didn't that happen to us via cargo slave ships? We were stripped naked and landed in the ports of wherever we landed, whether it be North America, Brazil, all them different islands, what they call Jamaica, what they call Haiti, or Dominican Republic, things that they call that now, right? Cuba, right? All those different islands that's over there. So it says what? And make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, not that the land absolutely had to be dry, like, oh yeah, he just shipped you over to some desert. No, it's gonna make her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst, right? And so if we didn't get killed by the sword, we had to come to Esau, Edom, for want of all things, right? Yeah, so this is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shall thus serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, right? Because it said it's a representation of what? Of Israel and God. So he said when you break the laws, or you keep committing adultery, spiritual adultery, right? Which she was doing physical adultery, but that physical adultery was a representation of the spiritual adultery, where the Lord said that He will what? He said, I will strip you and make you like the day you were born, and you will be like a dry land and slay and thirst, right? So will we not being slayed in thirst, or just, you know what I'm saying, right? Because it's telling you this right here. And in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, right? Strip you as the day you were born. And in want of all things, He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until He have destroyed thee, right? And those two jakes are destroyed, man. Right? Completely destroyed. Right? You think you're seeking for love in all the wrong places, man. So this is Isaiah 22:18. I will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country, right? So when the Lord allowed the self-proclaimed so-called white man to grab us up, it was with violence. When He grabbed us, he stripped us and made us bare. We got off those cargo slave ships butt naked. So didn't the Lord use Hosea as an example? Said that He would strip her and make her like the day she was born. Well, did that not happen to us? Right? And there shall thus die, right? Did we not die? Lots of Israelites died on the way coming here. They say the sharks still follow that same path to this day, right? And there the chariots of thy glory shall be thy shame. So now these cargo slave ships, right? Because it's like a ball. It says bouncing. So when you on these ships, especially when it's storming and it's raining, and just the way the water and the tides are, a ship bounces anyway. It's like this constant. So that's how you know that the Lord said when He do it, it's going to be like a ball. When you're on those ships, that ship is like a ball on that water. That, if you ever try to push a ball down under the water, a lot of times it'll just rocket back up, right? So it's or you put a ball on top of the water and then like shake like if you could have like a little tub or something and shake it, you just see the ripples make the ball just go up, and that's basically the ship. So it's letting you know that we're on the cargo slave ship, right? And that's going to be your chariot of glory, your glory. Your chariots of glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house, right? Because what? We're supposed to represent the house of David, man. We're supposed to be upright, praising Yahweh Bashim Awashai. And then not to mention what? Our Lord is what? The Most High and His Son, right? Right? Because the Lord said, well, He allowed them to pollute His heritage, right? Which ultimately has His name on it, right? And I will drive thee from thy station, and from the state shall He pull thee down, right? Right? And you whatever status or state that you were in, you're thinking that you're on top, right? You're good, worshiping wood and stone, or committing adultery, or whatever you're doing, gang banging, drug dealing, all these different things that's happening now. But even back then, you were doing whatever wickedness that the Lord allowed them to come and put you on slave ships and to bring you into the valley of the shadow of death. Yeah, so this is Deuteronomy 28. So this is what those chocolate covered Edomites were trying to bring out. It says the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall bring thee bring thee and thy king which thus shall set over thee unto a nation which neither thus nor thy fathers have known, right? So later on, if you keep watching that whole thing, he says, well, they said, Babylon, we knew Babylon, and this place, we knew this place. Well, yeah, we went into captivity in Babylon, so we would have to know Babylon, right? Right? We went into under the Medo-Persian Empire, so we know about that. We went into slavery even under the Moabites, right? We went into slavery under pretty much everybody over there on that side of the world. So where did we go? Right? And there's a thing called the four corners of the earth in the Bible, right? And this part of the world was not known in that time. So now that it is known, so we know that there's a fourth part of the earth, where the Israelites were going to go, which the northern kingdom were already here, right? So it says, so and the Lord said he was violent like a ball. So we know that had to be a ship, man, a vessel, or by way of going over water. It says, nor their father have known, there thus shall serve what gods, other gods, wood and stone. Now, we're not serving the so-called plantation Christianity church that has the cross, which is the wood, or even, like I said, the building, like the building in itself, because people go lose their mind over a church building when the Lord said the kingdom of heaven is within you. We're the church. But they may lose their mind over a church building that's made with wood and stone. And then you got, of course, the stone, which you even got these Catholic churches and all these other churches, which all these other so-called Christian religions stem off of. You're basically the daughter of the Catholic Church, which all worship of these different statues, and also Islam stems out from there. So all you have is nothing, man. Right? Because what? Our king, right? Because we had a kingdom. Whether if you say it's the kingdom of Judah, which we seen on the map, but then even there in Wikipedia tell you it was Wahuda. Now, I don't know who speaks that language. Can we go to somewhere in Africa and someone's saying Wahuda, no. You're not gonna find nobody saying Wahuda. So where did Wahuda come from? And then you've seen all those other different Edomites, the French, the English, the Dutch, and they were all basically putting it in their own way of basically still saying Judah. So if there's a kingdom of Judah or kingdom of Wahuda, then we have a king. We had a king, right? And thus shall become a astonishment, right? And people are astonished by us, man. How are we the lowest denominator, but then everybody wants to be like us, man? It's an astonishment. How is we supposed to be basically dead, killed ourselves? If it wasn't the drugs, it's the gangs that we're killing ourselves with, right? Or even you kill yourself seeking for love, like the what was it, like in the 90s, the guy who was really trying to be friends with the goddamn Edomites, and they tied him up on the back of their truck and drug him, man. And that's what's gonna happen to you real soon, man. You trying to seek love, man, and we're in a place where a proverb and a byword, right? You niggas, you spicks, you engines, you drunk, lazy, no good. The only nigga or Mexican or Indian is a good, only good one is a dead one, man. That's how they feel, man. Whether your Lord shall lead thee, right? And we got what? The Lord said we should be scattered amongst all nations. Is America not a nation? what I'm saying? So this is Deuteronomy 28:28. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Right? So let's go into let's see smite real quick. Strike, smite, hit, beat, slay. Did it not say that slay you with thirst? Did we not get hit? Did we not get beaten with whips? Right? Right? Yeah, we got hit with whips, man. We got beaten. Whips. Let's go into madness. Let's see.
Strong's H 7697. Shigaon. Shigaon.
Shigaon. Madness. Mad furiously. This one says H7696. Craziness, right? Craziness, right? We got a root. Basically, be mad, mad, be mad. Show madness, right? Hey, matter of fact, because it says that you're supposed to be a proverb and a byword, right? Ain't one of the proverbs and the bywords that they have for you is an angry black man or a mad black man, right? You know, they even showed that in that movie, The Power, when the guy Ghost had to go to court, and the guy was telling him just don't show the angry black guy. So this is the mad black guy. When you're mad, though they're whipping you, they're punishing you, they keep putting you in a position of difficulty everywhere you go. They're giving you these bywords, these proverbs. They're they leave you in the ghettos, the vadios, the reservation, but you're not allowed to be mad. That in itself is a proverb and a byword. Let's see. Blindness, right? So, let's see.
Strong's H 5788. Ivaron. Second entry. Avereth.
Blindness, blind. Right? Right? When you're lacking, was it because they their whole thing is that you're stupid, right? You're just some dumb nigga, and you're lacking. You don't. Main thing they say, you don't know who you are, right? Because if that's the case, why are you the only nation that your nationality changes? You went from Negro to color to this and that, to African American. Like, that doesn't begin to make sense, right? Minus, let's see, this gotta objective. Yeah, blindness. What? literally or figuratively. So are we? You know what I'm saying? So there's some people that's blind physically, but then there's people that's blind. Literally, and there's some people that's blind figuratively, right? Right.
Strong's H 8541. Timahon. Timahon.
Timahon, astonishment, bewilderment, right? Let's see, what is it? You know what?
Stupefaction.
So stupefaction, right? A state of being stupefied, right? Let's look up some of these similar things that goes with it. What is it?
Oblivion.
Oblivion, a state of being unaware or unconscious of what is happening. So a lot of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you're very unaware of what's happening to you. You're unaware that you're fighting for the one who oppressed you, who raped you, who took everything from you when you're not understanding the commonwealth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You're disconnected from the commonwealth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Like the scriptures say that it is what benefit is it of being a Jew? Much every way. You don't understand. Because obviously they do, because they're still in our nationality, and you're in oblivious and not understanding what's happening. Oh, look, right here, they call you black, right? You blacked out.
Blackout.
You're blacked out. Because it kind of goes with that. Right?
Collapse.
Yeah, the collapse of your mind, your mental. Right? Oh. Astonishment.
Astonishment.
Right? Is that not what we're... Right? To get back to it. So yeah, now what astonishment of it says of heart. So that was astonishment. But then heart goes into lob. Lob is your mind. So if you're unaware of what's going on in your mind. Right, yeah, there you go. Lob, heart.
Strong's H 3824. Levav.
Yeah, lob. I don't know what they're talking about. That, but yeah, look, the inner man, the mind, right? It's your mind. Your heart is your mind. So being that this is your mind, so what are you unaware of in your mind? Right? You're unaware that you're the Israelites. Right? It says heart, soul, which really was mind, understanding. See? You don't understand that you're the Israelites. Mind, knowledge, right? Memory, yeah, you don't remember that you're the Israelites. Let's see if we got it. to ravish, become intelligent. Yeah, see? Get a mind to take heart, become ravish, make heart. Something else. But yeah. But basically, it's your mind. So if your mind is unaware of what's really going on, which is basically saying that you lost who you were. That's how much they were gonna beat you. So this is Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4, and thus even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage, right? Because this is talking to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah knew that he was an Israelite, right? And we knew that we were Israelites under all these different captivities. The northern kingdom going under the Assyrian captivity before they came over to Arzareth, right? Which is Turtle Island, right? They knew that they were Israelites under the Babylonian, under the Medo-Persian Empire. We knew we were Israelites. Under the Greek Empire, we knew we were Israelites. Under the first leg of Rome, we knew that we were Israelites, man. Right? So that goes into what? Reincarnation, right? From thy heritage, right? And heritage is more than just the land, man. The heritage goes into, even crops and things that, the way you grow things from the earth, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, even when who was it, the dude from Babylon, he put them Hamites in the land, and when they wasn't keeping the customs, the Lord sent lions on them, which let you know the law, statutes, and commandments and that land goes hand in hand, which is what? Our heritage, right? So he discontinued from keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right? And the land that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land, thus knowest not, right? And that's a continuing thing. Deuteronomy 28 basically says that. He was saying the same thing in Isaiah. I mean, all through the Bible, he's letting you know that you're gonna go into these places, man, right? And definitely a place that we didn't know was America, right? Because we knew about the other parts of the world, right? Because the so-called the world was meant to so-called flat, right? So that's what they thought. But the Lord said that you should go into all the nations of the world. And the Lord said that he's causing the winds to hold back in the four winds of the earth, or the four parts of the earth. So where's the fourth part of earth? It would have to be here. And America, Babylon the Great. Is America not a nation? The Lord said that the Israelites were going to every nation, right? It says you can land that's no not, and for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. And that's the thing they forget about. So we should go into every nation under heaven, or in the earth, and it's going to be forever, right?
Strong's H 8058. Shamat.
To lose, let drop, to lose, right? So did we not lose our heritage, right? Did we not lose who we were, right? Via through slavery. To let or fall says to let drop or fall, right? Make to fall down, right? And the Lord, through this, he made us fall down. Through what? To throw down. Didn't the Lord say that in Isaiah 22? He said he's going to throw us down, man. and threw us down into those ships where we bouncing like a ball in those ships across the ocean into slavery, man. Right? Yeah, so this is
Strong's H 5159.
the heritage.
Nachala.
Nakala. Yeah, heritage, possessions, right? But like I said, it's also got to do with your the land. How you oh yeah, look, see right here. Harvest. It's got to do with your land. The way, like I said, it's more than just land. You know what I mean? Right? Then like you said, like just regular thing. If I inherit money but I don't inherit land, that's not land. That's your inherit. That's your inheritance. So it's not the, you know what I mean? Yeah, so this is Matthew chapter 11 verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffer violent, and the violent take it by force, right? Because when we're doing good with the Lord, right? Even in Judith, it said that no one should not come against us if we with our power. But if we're against our power, or when we're not operating under what He says, then a nation can what? Throw us down with violence, right? So it says, for all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John, right? If ye will receive it, this is Elias, right? Which was for to come, right? So it says it in Isaiah, right? Then it also says it again, right? About Elijah coming back. Yeah, so this is Malachi chapter 4 verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel with the statutes and judgment. Behold, which means look, pay attention, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh, right? Which, so we know that John the Baptist at that time period, he was Elijah, right? Because it came from the Lord's mouth. But also that couldn't have been the great and dreadful day, right? So it had to be the time of Abba Bibbins, right? So it says, and he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, right? So in that time, there were plenty of Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, and there were some that didn't know that they were Israelites. So you did have that, a part of that dispensation under the Apostle Paul, but more of that dispensation is what now? Because all of us, pretty much all of us didn't know. We all discontinue, just like Jeremiah, discontinue from our heritage. So the fathers to the children, and the hearts with the minds, right? Heart goes into mind, mind of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse, right? So if that doesn't happen, the earth is going to get smitten with a curse regardless, right? So those people that's over there in Israel, sent there, the Jews, right? They're not a proverb and a byword. They're not smitten with madness or darkness or confusion, right? They're not. They said they knew since they got proof from all the way from the time of Moses that they're the Israelites, man. So if you can go all the way back to Moses, that proves you're not those people. The Lord said that He would discontinue you. He would smite you. He would cut you off. Right? He would give you madness, astonishment of heart, astonishment. Right? In itself is, and then when you go to heart means lob, which is your mind. So where's your astonishment of your mind? Where's you being listened? And then even this explains it, because this was have to mean that they have to get reunited, right? To be remembered, right? So, and then this is Ecclesiastes 1:11, and there is no remembrance of former things. So on top of being discontinued from our heritage, right, being cut off from it, there's also, because of reincarnation, right, which even the Lord said that John the Baptist is Elijah, which proves regeneration, which even the verse that you read in Jeremiah, because he knew that he was an Israelite. So when was he going to be discontinued, right? It would have to be during the reincarnate or regeneration, right? Which is the exact same thing, right? It says, yeah, there's no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after, right? So you live, you die, and then the third or fourth generation, you come back again, and you're gonna be one of those ones that come after. You're not gonna remember that. That's the reason why they're called history books, or you're supposed to have the oral traditions, right, to be carried down, so those things, former things, could be remembered. And that's ultimately why we have the Bible, man. That's why we have the records, right, which is the Bible. With all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Salutations to the Akim in the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, to you Akwathium, listening and learning under your husband or your spiritual leader in meekness and in silence. A Shalom.